Back in 2015, the US government questioned Toyota on how ISIS was getting so many Toyota pickup trucks. It became such a thing that under the heading, "The Use by Militant Groups" on the Toyota Hilux's Wikipedia page, it says, Mike Wallace, the CEO of the Counter-Terrorism Project, said, regrettably, the Toyota Land Cruiser and Hilux have effectively become almost a part of the ISIS brand. I'm sure the Toyota marketing team is loving that. Your car is now associated with terrorism.
Hello, I'm Bob Isis of Isis Toyota.
Shane Gillis is even joking about how associated these two organizations are. That is not a good look for Toyota. Which brings me to the Ballad of Abu Hajar. The Ballad of Abu Hajar, or as it's called on Vice News' YouTube channel, What It's Really Like to Fight for ISIS, was made public by Jake Hanrahan, a British journalist. He said, I was given this footage via a third party out of Iraq. The footage was taken by a Peshmerga from the head camera of a dead ISIS fighter who attacked their frontline positions. I turned the piece into a short film that shows the reality of battle for ISIS shock troops. It immediately went viral and has spawned a whole culture around Abu Hajar online. Now, Abu Hajar and this video developed a cult following because it is hilarious. The Peshmerga, by the way, is the Kurdish-Iraqi army, and they were fighting ISIS. The cameraman died, and the Kurds picked up his camera, and they thought this video of him and his shitty troops was so funny that they had to send it to the UK so it could get put on the internet. In the video, things move fast. I just wanted to make this video to sort of guide people through exactly what they're seeing here so they can understand what's happening on the first watch. I've seen this video a ton of times, but it still makes me laugh. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about what these guys did wrong, not just militarily, but also in life for a second. Obviously, their first mistake was joining fucking ISIS. Fuck ISIS. So these are our anti-heroes. 4 guys: Abu Ridwan, Abu Hajar, Abu Abdallah, and Khattab. There's the Toyota behind them. Looks like they put some extra armor on it. ISIS pimped that ride. Get ready to see what one of these babies can do. But first, their intro. They are in some very badass leather outfits. I'll translate for you because in case you don't speak the language, these subtitles aren't exactly right. They're basically saying, I'm brave as fuck. I'm prepared to die. I'm gonna kill 1,000 infidels, and I'm gonna get a ton of ghost pussy in heaven when I get my 72 virgins for dying as a warrior in battle. Inshallah! The guy at the edge of town saying God accept you is telling them to go die in the most polite way possible as they drive past some rockets. Oh, they fucking hate them in this town! So it's gonna be Abu Ridwan filming, Abu Hajar as the machine gunner, Abu Abdallah as the RPG grenadier, and Khattab driving. He says, watch out for friendly fire, and then looks at this thing in the distance. So I think it's one of their guys that he wants to make sure that they don't shoot. But the other ISIS guys aren't so worried about friendly fire. They shoot an RPG at this tank or whatever in front of them, and it just bounces off its armor. I think we get a better look at this thing later. The cameraman empties his magazine at nothing, and now he can't find a new one. Some gunfire, and then they scream, no Abu Hajar! What could that mean? This is brilliant. It's clearly Abu Hajar, the machine gunners, first day shooting a gun. Look how he's got the top of the muzzle of his machine gun resting on the top of the cabin. And as soon as he fires, the recoil pushes it off the cabin, resulting in him shooting the back of the cabin and shrapnel flying everywhere. Now we finally get a better look at that thing the RPG bounced off. It looks like some shit from Star Wars. That Wikipedia tells me is called a multi-troop transport. He's asking for a grenade to load the RPG. But he won't take it. Now he's gonna ask for some covering fire from Abu Hajar. Okay, let me explain what's happening here. Abu Hajar's gun releases its shell casings to the right where Abu Abdullah is, and since RPGs are designed to be used right-handed, Abu Abdullah has to stand to the right side of the truck. But with Abu Hajar's gun releasing its casings to the right, anytime he provides covering fire, he's gonna shower his buddy in super hot shell casings. So yeah, no covering fire. Clearly it's this guy's first day operating an RPG too. He's got the back of his RPG pointed right at the back of his truck, but he's not considering the backblast. When you fire an RPG, it releases hot compressed gases in a cone behind the launcher. Here's a pic of what it can do to a pile of boxes behind a soldier. And now introducing our final character, the Schmutz. They just got roasted by hot compressed gases. The multi-troop transport is dead. Shame, those battle droids would have really helped. Abu Hajar fires again. They've made some kind of grenade out of a Roman candle with a fuse like a Looney Tunes bomb. This one doesn't fit. I just don't like this one. And finally, you light the fuse, it barely even lights, and then fire it on a rocket-propelled grenade. And if the wick can stay lit all that way, which it won't, but if it did, by some miracle, even then, the fuse has to burn out and cause it to detonate right at the target range. This thing does not work. Just over Abu Hajar's head. The driver has to tell Abu Hajar to keep firing because the other guy's convinced him to stop. The safety cap is still on. This still actually shows one of the bullet casings flying through the cabin. Anyway, that doesn't matter for much longer. Katab is the first to go. This guy fucking shit himself, so he had to start rolling away. Now Abu Ridwan has been shot. Abu Abdullah decides, fuck it, I'm going for those virgins. Abu Hajar just stops to watch what Leroy's doing. Rip bozo. That one dude invented the rolling retreat, and now they all just started doing it. They're retreating at Sonic speed. Well, we know that was that cameraman's last battle. But some tell tales. Some say that Abu Hajar is still rolling to this day, like a tumbleweed. And if you find yourself in the deserts of Iraq, you might just see him still rolling along.